So, Mr. Shivansh, your time starts now.
Am I audible clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would first share my experience very genuinely about what I feel being human is. Because from childhood only we feel like I wish I could not be have been a human. I wish I could have been a bird. You know what? From birth only I expected that I should have been a bird. I used to fly above the sky and see all those big dreams. That was practically not possible, of course. So you know what? From the very beginning only, I've always thought of not being a human because I think because as on my part, I'm a student of class 11th. So what I think is like the humans, we all face different situations in our life that probably I think the animals need not to face. So that was my experience. What I thought about it. But very soon I started realizing that it is a part of life of everybody's life, no matter whoever we are. Just the taste and the flavor of the difficulties and the situations are different. We all have to face those difficulties, and we just need to get out of it. So what I soon started realizing that being a human is the best part of everything, because we have those senses with us. We are that much intelligent right now that we can work upon our ideas. Like even if I think right now of doing something change in a society, that thing an animal can't do, but I can do that. I can speak up for that. I can go for that. Anything that I wish like to that I like to do, that I want to happen, that I want to see in the society, the change, I can go for that. That an animal or anything else, any as such hypothetical thing, they can't do that. So I think yes, human being a human is the best part of everything. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Shivansh. And I would like to tell the judge that the time taken by the participant was 1 minute and 49 seconds.
Okay. So Shivansh, am I audible to you?
Yes sir, yes sir.
So Shivansh, primarily, you said you spoke very well, so lucid. I'm so proud of you. My question to you is that from an 11-year-old, who does his studies and who participates in
Sorry for
stuff
interrupting,
on,
but I'm not 11 years old. I'm in
no,
11th class.
but in class 11, a person
Yeah.
who studies, who participates in stuff, uh, at times you would not be getting the desired results, in life, perhaps the grades or perhaps friendship, perhaps something else. So, you spoke at length about how fantastic is being a human being. What quality in a human being is there that we screw up so much? Why do we screw up? We don't see monkeys or birds being depressed and all. They had a fight with their friends, fine, they can make out later. Why do we screw up so much? What,
Okay, so
for a boy who is in class 11th, I would love to know his perspective.
okay, I will tell that. Okay, so according to me, see, what I feel is that as a human being, we think a lot. We think a lot. From my side only. When I was in class 10th, okay, literally last years, I'm not a great scorer. Okay, I got 87%. I'm not a great scorer, but what I used to do is I used to overthink about things. I used to think
Okay.
about each and every small thing about my life, and I used to dwell upon that, no matter even if it is required or not. Even if my friend is going and telling what I've told him to somebody else, I would cry on that also. Ki, why is he doing that? So that was the thing, that we overthink about things. We don't even just see the positive side also. That like I give you an example of my friend only. I got to know his real face. That okay, so he's not my true friend. He's going and sharing things with somebody else of what I have told with him. Okay, so just we need to stop overthinking about things, stop dwelling about small things, and we should look up to great things that we need to do. So that is all I think.
All
Sure.
right.
Very nice.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Yeah.
Shivansh. And we are now moving to the second last contestant for this event, Ms. Tania Majumdar. Ma'am, your topic is the most needed reform in India. And you can please start now.
Yes, yes, Devansh, but I would like to ask the same question which Aksha asked. Am I visible and audible both?
Yeah, both.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So good evening, Vibhu sir, and good evening, Devansh, and good evening to one and all present here. So I would like to speak on the topic that has been given to me today, most needed reform in India. So firstly, I would like to say that I'm a very proud Indian. I don't see my country lagging behind in any field except one, and which I think is the need of the hour. throwing light on the very recent incident that has happened, the Hathras Kand, if I say. So the most important reform in India, what I feel, is security towards women. Being an Indian woman today, I don't feel safe going out in the street. And this is what I think is the failure of the government, or if you even say about, I'm not telling the opposition is right in this case as well. We as Indians should take a stand against this. I want stringent laws against this. And until the security to women, this law becomes stringent, I don't think any country can be called as developed. So if I say in Hindi, जुबान बंद करवाते तो देखा था, अब जुबान काटते हुए भी देख लिया हमने. So we don't want anything more violent than this. How can you go so down? Like what was her, like what she did wrong? She was just out a very fine morning with her mother in the fields. She was dragged like animals and she was raped by men there. And this, I think, is something which India should, and this is the need of the hour, which I call. So yes, if India wants to be truly developed someday in the recent coming years, I think this is the most important thing, the most important reform that the country should look into: safety towards women. So by this, I would like to conclude my speech. Thank you.
All right. I would like to tell the jury member that the time taken by the participant was 1 minute and 53 seconds. So you may please proceed now.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, yes, definitely you are.
Hi, Tanya. Very nice to hear you. I get a splendid joy when I see Bengalis in a frame, me being one, and it was a sheer joy to hear Mr. Roy earlier. Anyway, my question to you, Tanya, in extension of what you said about women's safety, is that you spoke about that this is the problem and this is the change that we need in this direction. A very justified question is how. So when we talk about about women's safety, the first thing law becomes the scapegoat, right? We require more stricter laws, more quicker justice mechanism. If you are slightly advanced in this in the study of criminology, you don't focus on law, you focus on grooming men or boys properly in schools. Education becomes the cornerstone. What, according to you, shall be the cornerstone to tackle this problem that we are facing on women's security?
So I think
how to make it more.
Yeah. So the statement that I'm going to give now might be violent, and the human rights people might come and sue me here. So I would like.
Don't worry, I'm a lawyer. Don't worry.
So I'm safe now. So I think we should set an example. I think one criminal like that whose crime has been proved. I'm not telling about someone who's a suspect, but someone whose crime has been proved, who is a rapist, should be burned down on the streets. And that can be a big example for others not to do that. I know I'm being violent here, but I think crimes so very filthy, so very, down like pathetic, should be treated in their possible way as well. I'm sorry.
No, it is there. In law, we have learned under the deterrent theory of punishment, and there are certain recognized sovereignties which practice certain punishments in similar magnitude, Saudi being one. And I respect your answers. There are no wrong answers, as I said before. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. So we are now.
I would like to say one thing, Devansh. Can I say just one thing? Yeah. So it gives me immense joy to see these young people out here, because I'll tell you, I think I am the eldermost here. So I see all class 11, class 12, hardly bachelor's people out here. And I'm very sorry that I'm competing with you guys, all my, bachchas, to be honest. So literally sorry for that. But it was a great experience. Thanks to you, Bihu sir, and thanks to you, Devansh. You have been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ram. That's really very sweet of you. And now we are moving to the last participant, that is Mr. Babu Shaurya. But before Mr. Babu Shaurya speaks, I would like to tell you all that because you have all been connected to all of us regarding this session in a long span of time, we'll be conducting a surprise round after Mr. Babu Shaurya completes speaking. Each one of you would be getting a common topic to which everybody gets 30 seconds to put up his or her point, and that may or may not add up to your points. So we'll be starting with Mr. Babu Shaurya now, and as Mr. Babu Shaurya completes 1 minute of his speech, there will be a topic in the comment box and you will get to know how you have to speak about this topic. So Mr. Babu Shaurya, you can start speaking now. Mr. Babu Shaurya, are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Can I start?
All right. Yeah, sure.
Firstly, a very warm good evening to everyone present here. And secondly, a thank you for giving such a good platform to express our views. The topic is public speaking. What does the public speaking means? It means to speak widely, to speak, to express our thoughts in front of a group of people, or to convince someone to understand our feeling, or to express our ideas, our actions to the someone who has been present there. Public speaking act as a important role in our whole life. It used to boost our confidence. It used to build our morale. It used to develop our communication skills, and it act as a base for anything. If we know how to speak in front of public, we may achieve anything or everything that we need. Boosting of the morale. If the morale is down, just do nothing. Come in a public, keep your points, raise your points, and see what the people react. If the react is positive, you are right. If the react is negative, you are wrong. But don't be in canon that no, why to speak. We should come up. It act as a base for any career decisions. Like it act as a base for any kind of career decisions, whether you are going for MBA or for any interview. There you won't be feeling shy to speak something in front of them. Then the third advantage of that is it will improve your communication skills. When you are speaking in a public on a particular point, people will come to know that you are a good speaker. They will recognize you as a public speaker, and this will improve your skills on the basis that what you said, was that good, so it needs some improvement, or you are at best at your point. And yeah. Public speaking, you also maintain a social relation with other people. If you are good in society by speaking, you may have a good image. You may build a good thing, and that many company follows. They used to hire such people who are good at their speaking, and they used to motivate the different person there. It used to build your image in front of the group of people or the society where you are speaking. The public speaking refers to the great, actually I'm lacking the word. It refers to the great immense of the feelings that we has to express in the world. So overall, I want to conclude that the public speaking has many advantage, and it plays a good role, a lead role in our overall life. Thank you.
I would like to tell the jury member that the time taken by the participant was 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Sir, are you there? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Devansh,
Sir, the time taken by the participant was 2 minutes and 26 seconds.
Okay. Were you recording Mr. Shaurya's speech?
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
you have to
I'm
share
in my village and on the terrace of my village.
That's a nice place to be between you and I. Mr. Shaurya, the problem is that I have to be honest with you. My screen froze during when you were speaking, so I was not able to hear you out. But I promise to go back to Devansh.
We have the recorded session.
Hear you out once again.
Yeah.
That's a promise from my side. My question to you is that to the large part that I heard, you spoke about the importance of public speaking. Would you like to share a couple of ideals that you look up to as public speakers? Like, for example, from my perspective, I look up to Winston Churchill as a public speaker. I love his speech on he gave in the Parliament on blood, that we have to a cost of freedom is equivalent to shedding blood. And there are certain other qualities that I like about that guy. whom do you like and look up to as a public speaker? And what qualities do you like? Or is there a speech that is in your mind that you heard
I
once?
look up completely Mr. Narendra.
Narendra Modi.
Can I answer?
Narendra Modi. Yes, yes. Please go on.
I completely look as a speaker, Mr. Narendra Modi, and I like his way of addressing people, how he addresses the audience. That is very good, and I'm totally inspired or affected by his speaking too. We can say that I look up totally like him as a public speaker.
Right. Point well taken. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So, sir, we are now moving into the final round of this session. And before we move further, I would like to tell everybody over here, being informal, that today is Miss Syed Aksa's birthday, as she mentioned in the comment box. So, first of all, a very, very congratulations to you for this day and greetings from all around the nation. All right. So, we are moving to the final round, and the topic for this round is shall there be restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression. Each participant gets a maximum of 30 seconds to speak. There would be no questions in the intermediate of this session, but you should all try to keep yourself as brief as possible, and we'll try to conclude up this thing in 2 or 3 minutes if possible. We'll be starting with Ms. Syed Aksa and then the same serial that has been mentioned in the comment box. Ms. Syed Aksa, you may please proceed.
Okay, so am I visible and audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am totally against the statement that there should be restriction on freedom of speech and expression, because it is something that actually connects. On a nation level, if I say, if there is no freedom of speech and expression, there will be no criticism on government policies, then of course there will be no change if it is correct or wrong. If I see on a human level, if I cannot ask her, Mama, I'm hungry, how will she feed me? She cannot only rely on myself like, oh my God. So it is totally a very weird thing, very absurd thing to look upon something that, okay, the freedom of speech and expression should be banned. No, it is not. Because this freedom of speech is actually connecting me to sir and to to my judges and to all the participants which I have. So this is something which actually connects me. So it should not be. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Aditi, you are next.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to start by saying that there should be no restriction on the freedom of speech, because it kind of negates the entire point of everybody having and exercising the same rights. However, I do think that there should be proper and routinely censoring to ensure that nobody's sentiments are hurt and mendacious propaganda isn't spread, and everybody has access to correct, succinct, and factually correct information, so that hate speech or lies or in fact toxic masculinity and toxic messages aren't spread to a wide part of the society. And that's how I would like to say.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Adit, you are next. Mr. Adit, are you able to hear us? Yes, no. Mr. Babu Shaurya?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am totally for the topic that, yeah, there should be restrictions on the freedom of speech, because nowadays people are speaking anything to anyone on the flag of the freedom of speech. They don't think on what they're speaking, but they only used to speak what they feel like. We can take a recent example. Sanjay Raut, the Maharashtra leader, and we can see that on the basis of freedom of speech, they are speaking anything. So from my opinion, there should be a limitations on what to speak, when to speak, and where to speak. And for this, the rules should also might be set up. And therefore, I go against the topic that, yeah, there should be nothing like that, that you are having the speak, so you may speak this thing to anyone without thinking about what you are speaking. I know expression is the basic need for any individual, but at least think twice before speaking. And that thinking comes only when the rules and the regulations are set, or the bar has been set for someone, that think and then speak. Otherwise, things become quite discomfortable for anyone in the beginning or in front of you. So for me, this is correct, that there should be some restrictions on this freedom of speech. Thank you.
Okay. So, Giyata, you are next.
Okay, shall there be restrictions on freedom of speech and expression? मैं ये बिल्कुल नहीं मानती कि कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन होना चाहिए। डॉक्टर राहत इंदौरी का एक शेर है कि नजर तो मिला, जुबान तो खोल, जवाब तो दे, मैं कितना लुटाऊं मुझे हिसाब तो दे। अगर पूरी बात हम किसी के सामने अपनी रखेंगे नहीं, हम उससे पूरा एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं कर सकते। और ऐसी बात है कि अगर सोच समझ के नाप तोल के बोलेंगे तो मुंह से झूठ ही निकलेगा। एक फ्लो में अगर हम बोलते हैं पूरा सच सच निकल जाता है, या जल्दी जल्दी में बोलें तो हम बोल सकते हैं। और एक्सप्रेशन, फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन और स्पीच में क्लास 9th में सिविक्स में हम लोगों को पढ़ाया गया कि आर्टिकल्स 19 to 22 गिव्स फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन टू एवरी इंडियन, क्योंकि हर किसी को अपने बोलने का हक मिला है। रिस्ट्रिक्शंस लगाना हम सो रिस्ट्रिक्शन लगाना हमारे बस में नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ, इंसान के अंदर समझ होनी चाहिए कि उसको कितना बोलना है। थैंक यू।
I'm very sorry for putting out restrictions over here, but we are lacking of our time. So we are moving to the next participant, Mr. Satyam. Mr. Satyam,
Hello.
can you hear us? Yeah.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, being in a democracy, it is a privilege for we have Article 19, which is justiciable by the Supreme Court and all the courts. So, I am completely for that I am completely against that. कोई restriction नहीं होना चाहिए इस freedom of expression के लिए. But people who go against sloganeering in JNUs and giving anti-national statements, that should be the extent where there should be a sort of monitoring or censorship. People can't burn flags. People can't say go down with India, go down with armed forces. But we can express, we can differ with the government, we can differ with the policy. We can differ with it, and we can keep it in the democracy. That's our privilege. But there should be an extent to which we can speak. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Shivansh, you are next, followed by Miss Tanya.
Okay, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I feel that it is a fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression. Of course, it is a fundamental right, and everybody has a right to it. But we can't restrict people on having freedom of expression or anything else, because there are 100 of situations that happen every day. We cannot fix, we don't have a fixed number of situations that can happen. You can't assign different situations. You know what situations may be, but nothing can be assigned to it like this is wrong or this is correct. At a personal level, we should know what is correct, what is wrong, and we should have restrictions on ourselves that what we need to do and what we need to speak at different situations. So that is it, I feel, and I really don't feel that there should any such restriction on freedom of speech and expression.
All right. So we'll be now concluding this session with Ms. Tanya Majumdar as the last speaker.
Yeah, Devansh, am I audible? Yeah. So shall there be restrictions on the freedom of speech and expressions? Okay. So I would like to share an experience of mine. So firstly, let me tell you all that I am not a lawyer in making, but a management student. And when I entered my B school, I'm very careful with my words. Doesn't mean I'm lying, but I think hell lot of time before I speak a sentence. So one of my faculty, my personality development faculty, told me, Tanya, if you're going to think so much before, uttering a word, that actually kills the essence of the statement. So somewhere I believe this is very true. So I don't think there should be any kind of restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression, at least. I mean, just imagine you're going to propose a guy next day and you're thinking, oh God, I have restrictions on my speech. I can't even propose him. So it's a bit awkward, no? Like, this is the basic thing that you need to have. So definitely there shouldn't be any restriction on speech and expression. But yes, there is a decorum. There's a way of speaking. There is a way of putting your point forward so that it is effective. And that should be taken into consideration. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
All right. So I must say that this has been one of the most wonderful sessions that I have personally experienced in the span of the last 7 months. And being a speaker myself, I felt like speaking so much, but I was restricted by the freedom of speech and expression to speak over here. I am much thankful to all the participants and everybody, and especially my sincere regards to Mr. Vibhu Banerjee sir for taking out such a precious moment for us and giving so much time to each and every participant, asking questions from each and every one over here. I would request you, sir, to please present your last remarks on this session, and what would you like to say about the participants over here?
Hey, what can I say? I've learned a lot. Never thought that, this 45 minutes would be so engaging and so meaningful. It's perhaps the best 45 minutes of this day that, happened. By the way, happy birthday to the birthday girl. Best wishes, and may God bless you. May the next year be fantastic, fun, frolic, laughter, all
Thank you, sir.
at your way. um, See, a couple of points, unfortunately, the judge in me has to come out, right? No matter how much I would like to take a back seat and chill. um, in an extempore competition, you are given a topic and you need to speak about it. uh, it's always, keeping these minds is always, nice, because you have to engage with the audience and you don't have a lot of time. So personally, from my opinion, and it comes by practice, over rationality and facts. If you can connect with the audience by an anecdote or by an humor and try to explain something, it always, reaches out more. Because you have 2 minutes, it's important to establish that connection. I know there are certain topics where the affinity of coming up with a story is easy, and there are topics which are more academically oriented. Well, you have to work it around that. And one such point on the surprise round, which by the way was a surprise for me as well. I wasn't told about the surprise round. The restriction thing. Now it's an established fact that the Constitution says that we're going to give such and such freedoms, and you're going to put reasonable restrictions. Now this word is there, and those guys knew about law. So when you're talking, which is against the grain, when you're swimming against the flow, a couple of points, will always help you out. One is those two, shields, humor and literature, poetry, or some author, because then that cuts the the stark comparison, because suddenly you're saying something which is like against the established truth. So whenever, supposingly, if I'm about to speak about art, and there is a painting of Picasso whom I have no knowledge, it's like a crazy jumble up lines for me, but I can't go in the society and say, excuse me, the man doesn't know art. I have to say, oh my God, what a wonderful painting I've just seen, whom I have no idea, but I have to say that. If I don't, then I have to take refuge of humor or poetry just to make the thing more gullible. This point, is established in a recent case. I was hearing a case commentary given by the NALSA's Vice Chancellor, Professor Faizan Mustafa. He's shared a story in which there was a case of contempt of court. तो एक प्रोफेसर साहब होते हैं, वो अपने स्टूडेंट्स को हमेशा बोलते थे कि all judges are fools, all judges are idiots. बाद में उनका स्टूडेंट जज बन गया और वो चले गए कोर्ट रूम में खड़े होके आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट एक केस लड़ने के लिए. तो उनके स्टूडेंट ने बोला, सर आज आप भी अपने स्टूडेंट्स को आप भी बोलते हैं कि all judges are fools. तो टीचर बोले कि नहीं, I leave the students to figure it out for themselves. So, humor will always help you out in life. In case you are not, if you're saying the popular opinion and you have a very small time, 30 seconds to make an impact, always go for rationality, always quote facts. And if you don't have rationality, I hope you have rationality. If you don't have facts, because sometimes you're not aware of those facts, and it's fine. Always back on your background. So if your background is, you're a young guy who spends a lot of time on social media, you talk something related to restriction and social media. If you are a lawyer, you speak with respect to your background. Always take refuge of your background. These are a couple of points for the short shots and the long shots. I hope you find it useful, and I had a great time. Thank you very much for having me and listening to me.
So I must say that it has been around 2 years since I have been associated to Mr. Vibhu Banerjee, sir. And every time, whenever he speaks, it is something like me going into trance and taking a kind of meditation and listening to him. So thank you so much, sir, for your worthy words. And I must say that it is always something to learn whenever you speak. But I'm highly thankful to each and every participant over here for giving their precious time and giving yourself into this platform and making this platform grow much bigger. I hope that next year, whenever we come with the carnival and another extempore round, we'll be having some more surprises with one and only Mr. Vibhu Danisha, I hope, as the next guest also. And I hope all of you much wishes. The results would be announced soon. You must stay updated to the official Instagram handle of Team Jazbat, and the results would be announced there only. Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you so much, Mr. Vibhu Banerjee, sir, for giving us your precious time. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.